Forgot to finish the first topic statement of that last video. Basically doing three things. I'm going to talk about sentence by sentence. Then we're going to talk about story originality, which a lot of people have a lot of troubles on. That's what caused this workshop. And then we're going to talk about career originality towards the end. And that's a whole nother completely different area of originality. And all three of them are critical. They all have to combine in one form or another to truly get you to being an original artist. Okay, so that's the end of that topic sentence back there that I was trying to remind everybody from the first week. Let's talk now down in sentence by sentence, and I'm going to talk about this here for a second, and then by and large what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a lecture, a free lecture. Now this is one that I did, and it's part of this workshop, and I want you to go listen to it. It's Heinlein's Rules. Now, Robert A. Heinlein wrote these rules in the 40s in a book on how to write science fiction. It was a very strange, and I explain where it comes from in there, you know, where he came about and all that. And these rules are very simple. They are scary simple rules when looked at from the surface. They are frighteningly difficult to follow, which is what Heinlein said. He flat said, he said, why can I give out the secret of being a professional writer? Because they are so simple to look at. These rules are so simple and so incredibly difficult to follow, is why there are so few professional writers, long-term professional writers, and so many aspirants who want to be, because they just can't follow these rules. And these rules have held. There's been lots and lots of discussion. Dave Wolverton does an interesting lecture over on his website, and at some point Dave and I are going to link up and and start pushing each other's lectures and different stuff like that on Heinlein's Rules. He picked it just like I did, the very first thing to talk about. His lecture came out of why Heinlein's Rules worked and don't work for modern world. And so by and large, again, David Farland, I know him by Dave Wolverton because I knew him long before he changed his name to Farland. Is a New York Times bestseller, just like I am, and he has been around as long as I have. In fact, I think I've been around slightly longer than Dave, but not much. But we both are believers in Heinlein's Rules to a degree. Okay, now the lecture I give on this, which I will put the code and the stuff here down below. Go read it. It's on the problem, of course, and why I'm giving this to you is right here in this sentence by sentence structure. It's called rewriting. I'm walking smack into the myth of what every English teacher in every class, year after year after year after year, and all of the myths about professional writing smack you right hard. Now, I'm sorry, but let me just be clear here. When I go out in public, out to some writers conference or something, and I haven't done that for a very long time. Someone asks me, how many rewrites do you do? And I'll say 3. Always. I always do 3 drafts. That's what I say. I shout it back to the person, and that's the end of it. And it makes them happy. Now, why this works is because everybody, every reader, every person on the planet has been through these English classes and all this crap about rewriting. And they all believe it. So therefore, your fans need to think, your readership needs to think that you have struggled long and hard over something. No argument there. So you have to play a game. For heaven's sakes, follow Lawrence Block, telling lies for fun and profit. That's what writers do. I'm sorry. My job description, I sit alone in a room, make shit up. That's the truth. Well, right here in this video, I'm not making anything up. I'm telling you like it really is for professional writers. We all have our own ways of going about it. I'm a cycler, and I'll explain that in the next video. Chris is a run back through and fix mistakes. Basically a one draft, or she's a puzzle putter. I'll explain both of those too. Every writer has different, but there are patterns to writers. There are patterns. And there are a couple, 1 or 2, that I know of, that are friends of mine or that I have heard of and believe the behind-the-scenes story, that are major rewriters. There's a couple, 1 or 2. Almost all the rest of us think it's a waste of time and should be writing new stuff. So again, in this new world we're dealing with right now of the changes in publishing all over the place, product is important because right now with instantaneous, if a fan finds your work and loves it, then we'll go. So I'll have this lecture set up down below. When you're done with this week, but before you do your assignment, go watch the lecture. It's part of this week. It's free. It's got like 11 or 12 or 13 videos or something like that. It'll take you a little time. It'll take you an hour. But watch the lecture. Watch it all the way through, because I explain the reasons for all 5 of Heinlein's rules. I explain them. Back in a minute with how professional writers actually come at this sentence by sentence to be original.